What's up, everyone? You're back with me, Ian Kane. A huge welcome to this week's installment of DappRadar Meets. The date is Tuesday, July the 12th. I can't believe it, to be honest. It's the middle of the year. It's crazy. A huge hello to all you wonderful listeners. Big thanks for tuning in today. And yeah, it's great to be here for another episode. And I hope you're all having a good week so far. As always, we record the sessions for people to catch up later. So if you missed any of the previous shows, just jump on over to YouTube and you'll find everything you need over there, alongside a bunch of educational and analytical videos that we create every week. Loads and loads of content over there. So today, I'm excited to welcome back David and Duro to the stage to talk about their NFT-infused play-to-earn game, Enders Gate. I just want to do a quick sound check. Guys, are you there?
Yay.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey.
Nice, man. It's good to have you back. How you doing today?
Yeah, we're doing great. Yeah, we're glad to be back.
Yeah, for sure. Doing well.
Cool. All right. So let me unpack a few bits and bobs that have been happening in the week thus far, and then we'll jump right in. All right, guys.
That's
and also,
good.
just for the audience out there, we've got some common, like that's the rarity, Enders Gate NFT card packs to give away for the people that ask the questions. So stick up your hand. We'll put you on stage. You can ask your question. Alternatively, fire it into the message board, and we'll grab that, and I'll read it out, and we'll do it that way instead. All right, guys. So don't be shy. No such thing as a stupid question. Just don't ask it twice. All right. So what's been going on in the world of dapps this week, and NFTs and DeFi and everything else? So in NFT sales, we see that CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club sales are still as fierce as ever. Top 10 rankings are absolutely dominated by them. Bargain hunters seem to be cashing in on the falling price of ETH, hedging against inflation and other things using NFTs, and these two blue chips seem to be holding value. We saw a solid gold fur Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT sell over the weekend for $1 million. Also, on top of that, we see that OpenSea's market share is declining slightly after we see emergence of marketplaces like LuxRare, X2Y2, and also Magic Eden over on Solana's making some noise right now. But marketplaces volume measured in US dollars fell around 70% since May, but in ETH, the volume is down by about 55. So slightly different. But yeah, you can catch all this information over on DappRadar and have a look. Also, virtual world platform The Sandbox announced its season 3. Registration's already open now. And in line with that, we took a deeper look at the game's Sand token to see whether it can reach the highs of November last year as it peaked. So yeah, jump in. We've done a couple of those articles where we take a look at the kind of tokens that people may have jumped into over the last kind of 6 months and now need to understand what they're all about. We also started a new series that covers all the happenings in regulation and laws around crypto and blockchain tech. So that's really important, I think, for like token holders and other people, and also just for those people who want to stay ahead of what's going on out there. It changes every week. It can be hard, so we've done every country, different regions, covering everything, and we try to update that every week. You can find that all on our blog, plus tons of guides, educational articles, and trends. Make sure that you guys are one step ahead. So go and check that out, but not now, because now we're going to jump into the main event. So as our regular listeners know, every week I sit down with the brightest minds, blockchains, dapps, games, NFT collections, and we dig in and we want to know what they're all about. But most importantly, we put a human face on the project and give you guys a chance to ask the questions. So like I said, if you ask a question today, there's a common Enders Gate NFT card pack up for grabs for each question. So yeah, come on guys, get involved. All right, dudes, I think I've warmed everyone up for you. I think it's still quite early on my side, so I'm not even sure if I've warmed myself up yet. Let's jump straight into the elevator pitch, shall we? So I want you guys to... Yeah, let's do this again, all right? So for the new listeners, it gives them a chance to understand what Enders Gate is all about. And then, yeah, we'll jump in. So give me the 411 on Enders Gate, guys.
For sure, I'll start it off. So as we mentioned last time, Enders Gate is an NFT trading card game inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, to name a few. We've been working on it since August of last year. Heads down, working throughout this market downturn. We've teamed up with a phenomenal development team with our game devs, Solidity devs, and our contracted artists. All of our NFTs are original artworks. Basically, our trading card game is a series of battles. Players take 25 to 30 NFT cards. They build a deck unique to their playstyle, and they jump in an arena and battle each other.
All right, nice. That's pretty fun. I'm pretty interested.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it kind of, I mean, there's other card games around there, obviously, in the space. How are you
Yeah.
guys kind of differentiating yourselves from those other card games? And what's kind of special about Ender's Gate?
So that's one thing we wanted to add to. We see the kind of quality that Gods Unchained and Skyweaver are bringing to the table, and we really like what they have to offer. We're not necessarily trying to dethrone anyone. We're just trying
Yeah.
to add to the space. Really, give people a variety, a bit of variety, I should say, so that they do want to jump into another game in the trading card game realm. They could. Um, right now, we have our game in open alpha. It's free to play for all anyone that wants to try it. We're taking the community suggestions on ways they want to see the game improve, on top of what we've already put out with our initial gameplay mechanics.
Nice.
Aside from that, I'd say the artwork is another big aspect that we just wanted to just bring something to the table there. We wanted to make the game as high quality as possible. A lot of that we owe it to our art director here, Duro. He's been killing it when it comes to just art direction in general.
For sure.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of work with that. We want to continuously improve the quality of the NFTs we put out, so we're doing some work on that.
Nice. I think like what you guys said at the beginning there about the competitive side of this, there isn't loads and loads of card games, and people like options. So absolutely,
yeah.
like there's always space, right? And people
For
want
sure.
variety and they want to play different things, and I think it's very cool that there's different options out there as well. So like
100%.
in terms of the like some of the things I've seen that make those games kind of pop and like make Ender's Gate pop as well is it's like the attention to detail as I see it, guys. Like
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
game is meant to be fun, right? Like a game is meant to engage you. It's meant to have even down to like the sound effects of when you open the pack.
Mhm.
Like this needs to be
Mhm.
exciting, and I think some people have missed that, right? In pursuit of the I don't know, in pursuit of numbers, maybe. But yeah, talk to us about
Yeah.
that a little. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Is
Definitely.
it is an important role, right?
I mean, there is definitely a lot of work that people don't actually realize there is. So, for
Yeah.
example, once you create a game, you need to have your own soundtrack, right? You need to have
Yeah.
your own effects. You need to have your own assets. You need to have your own programming, your own code. There's a lot of work that goes into this from multiple angles, right? And
Mhm.
this is a game that 20 plus people were working on continuously, right?
Yeah.
And it's been improving drastically, I think. So
Yeah.
it's just
100%.
working and keeping the game, improving it, stuff like that.
Yeah, and more importantly, also taking community advice. We're not strong arming anyone. Anyone brings a new insight. Even on the play to earn mechanics, we just want to listen to everyone's input.
How do you guys do that? Because I picked up on that in the first when we spoke a minute ago about community
Mhm.
suggestions and kind of building around
Yeah.
the community. So what's the
Oh
process
yeah,
there?
100%.
How do they do
So
that?
so initially, when we released our first play test of the game back in December, the game was more of a very it had a 2D uh, graphic style to it.
Uh-huh.
We play our players at the time wanted to see a bit more. They were supportive, but
Mm.
they voiced a bit of concern, and they wanted to see a bit more
Okay.
graphic intensive game. So we did that. We changed our game engine. We switched from Phaser to Unity, and we haven't looked back. It's been a really it's much smoother with just the code in general, and yeah, it's something that we realized if we didn't listen to them initially, we probably would have still been developing in Phaser, um, and that's just
Interesting.
one big aspect that we feel has put us in the right direction.
For sure.
Yeah.
And besides that, I mean, we take suggestions. We have a channel in our Discord completely for suggestions. And we read it, we read every single suggestion, and we also take a look at what people are talking about in our general chat. And based on that, we can see what people want us to do.
Awesome.
We even
That's really,
we
really
even go
cool.
as far as to take people's card ideas if they bring them to the table. Some people want to see some, some of their unique artworks. They may be stick figures, but we we
We
go
make
out.
them look
Yeah, we make them look good.
Yeah.
It's like getting a picture from a 2-year-old and having to turn it into a piece of artwork, right?
You'd
Like,
be
brilliant.
surprised how many
Yeah.
how many awesome pieces we've came up with just off of that.
No, but that's really cool though. Like, and it shows that the interaction is there with the community, that they want to participate in the game because they're enjoying playing it and they're
Yeah.
enjoying what they have
Yeah.
in front of them. I think it's very cool. Like, if you're not interested, you don't make suggestions and you don't participate. You just kind of think, whatever. And it,
Mhm.
it shows a lot about your customers as well, I guess, that they're here to play the game. They're not here just to make some money. And I think in our space, it can be a trap.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's a money orientated industry, isn't it? So, and we're talking
Oh yeah.
about games here, so it shouldn't always be about the money, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Agreed.
definitely. It should also be about the game being fun in general, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I think that's the priority with us as well. When we first started making this, we said the first priority is making this fun, because at the end of the day, we're making a game, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what's
That's it.
important. And if people
Yeah,
enjoy
nice.
it, you later make money. So
That's
that's
it,
the
isn't it? It's the
process.
long tail. Yeah, that's the process. It's a long tail where you guys will establish, sit, and be patient and keep building a great product. And then people, it's like the old saying is, if you build it, they'll come, right? So
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
it does work like that. So in the last AMA, we were talking about the roadmap because it was about 4 months ago, I think. So we were still in a a buoyant time in the market, I
Oh
would
yeah,
say.
definitely.
People were still believing that we would continually move upwards, but
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we've seen, that didn't quite. I mean, let's just go off piece a little bit here, guys. Like about that, we've
Mhm.
had a couple of we've settled into it now, and we know that we're looking at a full-on bear market, and that the industry is sort of retracting, and yeah,
Mhm.
we're getting a bit tighter. But for us at DappRadar, it's all about building, and yeah, how do you guys feel about the current market situation? Where do you think things are going to go in regards to gaming? Like, what's your kind of
Yeah.
just your thoughts, really?
Yeah, so I mean the market dropped, but we improved the game drastically. We hit a lot of our roadmap goals, and aside from occasional micro delays, I think our community can attest to us
Nice.
hitting the milestones that we set out for ourselves.
Mhm. Mhm.
And this is part of the daily communications between us and the developers, and also us and the communities, right? And it goes back to
Yeah.
taking the suggestions and then bringing those suggestions to the developers and asking how do we execute this, how do we do this, and then we plan everything out accordingly. So yeah, so far
Mhm.
we have been hitting all of our goals. We're on
Yep.
track.
Nice. Not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good going. Pretty good going. But how do you see the kind of the landscape as it lies right now for the play to earn scene? And we just come off the back of a big hype phase, right? And now it's kind
Yeah.
of
So
calming.
so
How do you see it?
that's the thing right now. So a lot of project owners that we speak to, they are also with their heads down just building.
Mm,
A lot of them are making some strategic decisions to move on to blockchains that would better suit their project. It's a community effort on their part as well. And we're kind of doing the same, we're trying to just give players the as much audience or connect them to as many players as possible.
yeah.
Um, it's really, the blockchain is always growing. You have bridges forming all the time, and that's one thing that we're seeing more and more of. People are just wanting to branch off to other chains, be it Solana, as many of the marketplaces you mentioned, Ethereum, just where the crowd is. If you get on a chain with OpenSea, you're gonna be seeing a bit more traffic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good point, man. Good point.
And I
Yeah.
want to mention, it's market being down, it's both blessing and a curse, right? And I mean it in this sense. From a business standpoint, it's a curse, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
our sale is also selling out slower,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
on the other side, it just gives us time to work in peace and really
Yeah.
focus on the game and get
Yeah.
this product polished, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Precisely, yeah.
it's
That's in the
both good and bad.
Couldn't agree with you more, guys. Like, it's a blessing and a curse, as you said. I think it's
Yeah.
nice to have that bit of respite where you can actually, what's the word, kind of consolidate and think, right, this is what's working, this is what wasn't working, and also like to look at the markets and think about. It's quite not easy, but it's obviously easier to attract attention in a bull market, right? So then if you can ride out the
100%.
bear market,
For
you're
sure.
only going to come out the other side feeling much stronger about things, I guess, as well. We've got a question, I hope.
Awesome. Sure.
Sharpie, I've just invited you on the stage. Are you there? You're on mute at the moment, my man. No,
Sharpie
we'll move
sounds
on.
familiar.
Okay, we'll
Oh,
move
no.
forward
Well,
and we'll
all
come
right.
back.
Sure.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, we were talking about cross-chain action there. We're talking about, like, I mean, you guys are on Harmony, right? So,
Yeah.
and you mentioned being a cross-chain NFT trading card game. So interoperability with these NFTs is ultimately important, like you mentioned about being on the same chain as OpenSea there as well. So what's in the pipeline for Ender's Gate regarding things like this, cross-chain NFTs? Like, what are you planning? What's happening here?
Oh yeah. So right now, our part of our roadmap is to branch out to various blockchains. The first on our list is Polygon. And with this comes, a bit more. It brings a new audience. Just for our players in general. We want to have players on Harmony blockchain and Polygon. And then eventually, Avalanche, Solana, BSC, Ethereum, so on.
Right.
And just take more suggestions from the community as to which blockchains they want to bridge to. Um, with that, we'll basically, yeah, we truly believe it's gonna bring more attention to the project as a whole and increase the player base.
Yeah, nice. No, I can see that, especially with choices like Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, BNB Chain, sorry, as they are now known.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve. Yeah, like that. I can see that definitely because we saw Polygon and BNB Chain become big players in the gaming space. They've obviously got the numbers over there, right? So is that a big drive for you? You know, like head where the people are, attract as many as possible, and try and make them stick, right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And the
That's
more people we get the game in front of, the more feedback we can get.
yes, of course. That also vital feedback from more than thousands of people there as well. All right, cool.
Mhm.
So, any timeline on any of that stuff, or is it just kind of head down, getting on with it, in regards to Polygon or anything like that?
So
Any?
so at the moment we're working with XP Network. They provide NFT bridges to a multitude of blockchains.
Yeah.
Um, Currently they're we want to make sure everything is secure. We have we've already had our NFT smart contracts, pack contracts, um our NFT marketplace all audited, but
Hmm.
we are taking extra precautions and having them take their time to just double check our code before they deploy it on the Polygon network. So yeah, I mean I want to give it a rough timeline of
Hmm.
it's going to be done probably by end of month, I'd say. But
Cool.
no
We're hoping.
definitive
Yeah.
dates on that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, don't give any hard dates, guys.
No, no,
Like,
no, definitely not. That
yeah,
no hard dates.
Set in stone.
definitely. You can get yourself in trouble like that, right? And but no,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to find out. Like, it's kind of interesting that to hear about like the kind of plans in regards to that. So very interesting, very interesting. And I think Polygon. I mean, how do you see Polygon as a network in terms of its draw? Like, do you think you think it will shape up to be a gaming platform, a DeFi platform, or a bit of everything?
Well, that's the thing. So right now we just like how fast and how affordable it is to transact there.
Mhm.
We are seeing a lot more traffic where when it comes to gaming. It's being a big push for a lot of blockchains.
Yeah,
Um, you know, NFTs, gaming, asset ownership, where it be a skin in a game, where it be an actual item. That's it has an actual use case, and I feel
yeah,
like once once mass adoption occurs, that will be, who knows when that will be, but
Yeah.
the big boys, the EAs, the Ubisofts, once they get it right, I think that right now they're probably just waiting to see
Yeah.
waiting for regulation, all that to occur. But we feel they'd probably bring on a lot more audience and acceptance, as
Do
ironic
For
as
you
sure.
that sounds.
do you guys think it will go in that direction where the big players of the past, like that's kind of what I'm going to call them, the big players of the past, your EAs, your Zingers, and people like that? Do you think that they
It's
will jump in
Eventually.
and lead this?
it's speculation, but I think what with more NFTs are always evolving. uh the tech is in recent times we've seen 721s, and then we've
Yeah.
seen 1155s. It's always evolving. You're having new use cases for everything.
Mm.
And it's part of their responsibility as a tech driven uh
Yeah, true.
company to figure out new ways to make make
Figure
a
out new
difference.
ways to squeeze their customers.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, we've seen Ubisoft, and unfortunately, they didn't take their time.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were trying to rush, and they were the guinea pig, so to speak, for the triple A's.
It's interesting
But
that one, right? Like the kickback on that was pretty interesting to see as well. They actually took it.
definitely,
They put up that YouTube video and then they took it down, I think, because they were just
hmm
getting
yeah,
absolutely
it
smashed to
was,
pieces on
yeah,
there.
exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's things like that. I mean, the fact that they're even trying, it shows that eventually. I mean, you can't really put a time frame on it, but I really do feel that's where it's gonna head to.
I think it's inevitable, and it would be very cool. Like I could see a future, where you're kind of playing FIFA or whatever, and you're trading players, and you're making your own,
Yeah,
like in these games, you can make your own player. Well, wouldn't it be cool to be able to sell that player if he actually gets good? And yeah,
that's
like it
one thing.
brings.
Oh yeah.
That's one thing that really uh fueled my passion for what we're doing here. It's just it's one thing. Like I was a big NBA 2K player.
Nice.
Every year I bought, I bought the game for $60 on my PlayStation, and then
Yeah.
I'd buy the $80 to actually get started with the game every year, because if you buy the game, you can't play unless you buy a ton of microtransactions.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the next year I do it again. So it became a thing where, each character you create in the game, you have to spend additional money. And
Uh,
none of the things you grinded for or bought carries over. So I feel it helps the consumer if they can actually move their assets from, let's say, a 2K, let's say 2K11, which was released in 2011, and then they can take that asset, which is connected to their wallet, and move it to the latest 2K23.
yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like that's appealing. As a collector, I feel like that's pretty cool to be able to use an asset that you shouldn't be able to with the old system, of just shut down the servers and reboot them.
Yeah, that's interesting, interesting. I've got a couple of questions actually, but I'm just going to give Shark Sharpie. You're back on the stage. Are you there to ask your question?
I'm here.
Hey,
Hey, how
Sharpie,
you
what's
doing?
up?
Hey,
Okay.
sorry, I don't know what's going on, but
All
I
good,
have
all
a
good. Well, blame Discord, man.
Discord's
Blame
fault.
Discord.
I have a quick question. Do you
Yeah.
plan on making physical playing cards?
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's something that we've been asked, our community. Last time actually we came here, that same question was asked, and we weren't, so we didn't have a strategic plan on that, but it's something we want to do. It's something that i- it's like the whole appeal of collecting the cards, bringing me back to my Yu-Gi-Oh days, when I collected uh hundreds of cards, had albums of cards,
Wow.
and yeah, just having physical cards seems like something that a lot of people are asking about. I personally didn't think anyone would ask, but yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
something, yeah, we can look into.
It's not a priority per se because we're so busy with the actual game, and this is the priority. But afterwards, it's definitely something we're gonna consider. So
Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
interesting question. Like, can I ask you a question, Shark? Like, why do
yeah.
you want the physical item? Like, just briefly, like, what's appealing about getting this physical one? Is it proof? Like, what's the thing?
Well, I grew up in a world where, we trade physical playing cards. I remember my friends, I never got into Pokemon, but I remember my friends did. And I mean, they're playing on the concrete with the Pokemon cards, just like, it's very nostalgic,
Definitely.
Hey, got it. So
Definitely.
it's that kind of like harking back to your childhood, those fun days as well. That's kind of cool, man. I'm with you guys. Like, I loved collecting cards. I used to collect the football, NBA, stuff like that, and it was great when you rip it open with your hands. And I think that's what we were trying to say at the beginning. I think, guys, that like that you've got to digitalize that experience of ripping the pack
Definitely.
and getting the shiny, right? It's got to be that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
Nice
true.
Yeah,
question,
just
man.
like,
Nice question. Did we answer your question, dude? Is that cool? Or you got?
yeah,
Have you got
yeah.
another one?
Well, I was just gonna say, just like NBA Top Shot, I'm waiting
Oh,
for the
yeah.
drop here in a couple of days, and it's just like, that exciting moment of ripping open that pack or whatever and seeing what you get.
It's
Mhm.
pretty
So,
cool on Top Shot as
yeah.
well, right? Like it's kind
It
of
is.
cool. The music
Yeah.
goes with it. All right, cool, man. Cool. All right, thanks for the question, dude. We'll
Okay.
sort you out.
Yeah.
Some
Appreciate it. Yeah.
cheese. All right, that's a good question. I have a question, right? A minute ago, we were talking about games, right? And you were saying that you were playing NBA, Y2K, and you were grinding away, and every year you spend this money.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Is it
It's
because?
it's
No, and I don't
competitive.
mean to be flippant.
The
but
competitive
what I
side
mean
of me.
is, like, is it the fun? You don't mind spending a bit of cash when the graphics are hot and it looks cool. Like, just try and
Definitely.
why? Like,
Yeah. It's definitely the competitive side, I'd say. You'd have your dedicated team that
Mhm.
is always dependent on you to play that role that you've played for them last year. And if you don't if you don't get to that level, you may get replaced. And just also just wanting to, just continue the grind. It's something that as a
yeah.
gamer, it's kind of therapeutic to just game.
Yeah, that's true. I was just kind of thinking because recently I've been more thinking about the lessons to be learned from kind of Web 2 and traditional gaming that we in the blockchain industry would do well to adopt, So that's kind of why I'm asking these stupid questions as to if it's like why. It's like, can you ingrain that into Ender's Gate somehow, So that, just thinking of it from that perspective. And then we also talked about Top Shot there for a second as well. What do you guys think about NBA Top Shot as a product? Like, it's been around a while now. It had a lot of hype. Arguably, it's kind of tailed off. Like, what do you think about it as a concept?
I think it's pretty cool. It's trying to turn events into an NFT essentially, and
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. I feel like that's just the next level of sports in general. People just love collecting. It's
Yeah.
something that won't really leave.
I thought with them, you might see an extra step with this that like people may become kind of complacent with the collection, and we might see a game or something. But so far, nothing to that effect. So
I don't. Yeah, I'm not a. I'm. That's the one thing. So it's like we know that some projects they don't necessarily focus on the utility.
Yeah.
We on the other hand, that's one thing we want. We want our NFTs, anything that we're involved with, to have a use case. But we don't want to take away from the traditional just collector
Yeah.
aspect of it too. It scratches an itch someone somewhere. I don't know.
for sure.
No, it's good. It's a good point, man. It's a good point. So for those that actually, I've got another question from the audience here, and it's quite an interesting one. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of a shill for the Wax blockchain, but basically, basically, this person is asking, in regards to blockchains that you're running on, have you looked at the Wax blockchain? It's fast,
See, this
instant,
is
lots of like. How do you feel
so.
about that?
So that's the kind of things we like to hear. We just want to. We're always learning new things while we're just working.
Mhm.
Most of the blockchains that have been suggested to us, even starting with Harmony, where we first started, was
Yeah.
suggested to us. So you say the Wax, we'll add it to a list. Do we write it down?
Yeah.
Somebody write that down.
Yeah.
And it's something we'll always look into. We make it an effort to email or try to just get a contact that works or is really closely associated with the gaming
Yeah.
gaming business side of that blockchain, and then we try to just let them know we're here. If any expansion to their blockchain is possible, what infrastructures do they have that we could benefit from to help our
Yeah.
community? To that way, we're not taking resources and shifting the game plan just to meet one addition.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
good point.
We always
Expanding across
communicate with the
chains,
blockchain
yeah.
for
first,
sure.
then we ask them
Yeah,
questions.
there's a bunch of grants and stuff that are out there, and we feel like it's a disservice if we don't at least try to work towards adding that to our portfolio, and just bring the
Yeah,
game there, or bring an asset there, or yeah.
not so easy though in reality, right? Like you guys just said,
it,
working
it
across multiple blockchains is it's a lovely idea, but it's also
it's
very
really
tricky.
difficult. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I
Multiple
think
things to look into.
perhaps that person's mentioning Wax. I mean, I like the Wax blockchain. They have nice, easy onboarding and things like that. Perhaps I think they're thinking of that angle, in terms of like not dragging, as in pulling in players and having an easy time when they jump in for the first time. I guess that's why they're talking about Wax
Oh, got
there.
it. Yeah, we'll
We'll
definitely
definitely
take a
do
look into it.
research, yeah,
Yeah,
on
cool,
it.
man. All right,
Awesome.
we
Thanks
got
for the suggestion.
another. Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, we got another question. Case Trusac, are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Okay, I wanna ask. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, man.
We can
Let's
hear you.
have your question.
Oh yeah, we
dude.
can hear you.
Why did you choose the corporate with DappRadar? What are the factors?
Why
The
did you choose
factors. Wait. Yeah, go on, Daryl.
again, if I just heard this correctly, why did we choose the corporate something? The corporate side of things? I don't know.
As in,
Okay.
why did we choose to build on Harmony?
Sorry,
Okay,
Case
let's
Trusac.
go with that.
Yeah, go with that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, so we chose to build on Harmony because of their quick speed, the fact that they're a layer one solution that is increasingly adding to their tech, and they've been super supportive when it comes to just information. We've been seeing a lot more uh people voice their concerns, and Harmony's taking the time to listen in, and yeah, it's where we felt would be a good start for us. And now that the game is in a place where we are able to present it and tell people, hey, you can play right now. We feel it's a great opportunity to start branching out.
Now it's
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
And aside from like Harmony, the blockchain partnership that you guys have kind of secured over there, are you currently looking any additional partnerships? Are you able to disclose anything about that at all?
Um, so yeah, there's a few. I'll let you answer, Duro. But yeah, there's just there's some projects we aren't at the moment able to disclose for NDAs. But yeah, I mean, Duro, do you wanna
Yeah, I was just about to mention as well, like that we're really not able to disclose that much. But if I can get everyone hyped a bit, we are in talks with pretty big players in the crypto scene, like all around the blockchains, the companies, you name it. Nothing set in stone yet, but we'll see what happens. But we're looking to have a great year.
Yeah, and
So
on top of that, I can say that we built Ender's Gate to be sort of like an all-inclusive tool to allow projects that didn't really have a use case to I guess bring their users a use case. And it's part of the storytelling we have with our comic books. Oh, that's another addition to our trading card game that we'll have. It's the Ender's Gate comics. It tells the
Whoa, whoa,
stories.
whoa! Hype this a bit more, man. Like we
I
can't.
mean, hey,
Go
that's
back,
one thing.
go back.
Okay. So yeah, we have our comics are original story that ties in all the characters of the trading card game. It follows some of the the prominent characters and
Nice.
tells why what are the Ender's Gates, what what's going on, um, and we just want to show the power struggle and the power scaling of all the elements that we represent with each card, and a bit of the hardships that some of the characters go through. But yeah, so on top of that, we've caught the attention of some local the novel authors and some graphic novelists, and uh we want to give them a way to jump into the crypto space, introduce them with some royalties on their original cards that we would incorporate into our collection, and we have our own marketplace so we can make it happen. And yeah, it'd be pretty cool to just get them into the space, and then yeah, just kind of move on together.
Yeah, and this is something that's actively in development as well. I mean, we have three
Yeah,
issues of the comic already made, so this is not something that's
correct.
new, but it's already been in development for quite some time.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
That's really cool. No, I just heard it and I was like, you kind of just nonchalantly started talking about this comic book, and I'm like, whoa, hold on, what's this? This sounds great. Is that a digital thing? It's a digital thing. It's not a real world thing, right?
Yeah. So that brings me back to the question that Sharpie had. We mentioned the comics to our community. We showed them a few sneak peeks, and the very first question someone asked was, "Are you planning to have these printed and like made into actual books?" And we're like, we didn't think of that, but it's a pretty cool idea. Why not? And so yeah, that's something we look into. And of course that'd be another partnership with printing company. And so yeah, that's just some of the things we're working on in the background.
Nice. This physical stuff is interesting. It's almost
It
like
really is, yeah.
like we try, not we, but the world overall has kind of shifted away from physical items, and as humans have basically responded by being like, no, bring them back,
Bring
rather
them
than
back. You know what's cool? So one of my buddies showed me this company that takes you could basically uh connect your NFT to their front end and print, like basically get a piece of article of clothing, like be it a shirt or a t-shirt, or shirt, hat, whatever, and get your NFT on it. So it's pretty cool, and I feel like and you could this company also takes crypto payments, so I found it pretty cool.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
people have a desire to flex, even in the it's still flex in
True.
the real world, right? Like they want to show people what they got. And I think
Very
until
true.
we're all living in the
Yeah.
metaverse, people still need those physical things, right? Golf Wars, I've put you on stage. Sorry, man. Are you there? There he is.
Hello,
Hey,
am I
How you
audible?
doing?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So basically, I have two questions. One is
Mhm.
regarding the NFTs. So basically, in any game, like if I am investing in NFT, so as it is play to earn, so is it necessary that I have to play to earn? Are there any opportunities for a newcomer to earn without playing into the NFT games, like APY or lending or something like that?
Yeah, so here's how this is gonna work. In regards to the play to earn aspect, we are gonna have a different system than most play to earn games have now. And the reason for that is we think it's unsustainable to have a traditional play to earn system in place, because there's difference in the attention to the project. There's a difference in player base. There's a difference in the token price, and all of these factors make it so you can have a point where it becomes unsustainable. And this was something that was really hard to tell to people when the projects were at their all-time high. Imagine saying to someone, X Infinity is actually unsustainable, and the project's at $7 billion market cap. They're like, no, it's not. But we can see this happening now, and we're basically gonna have a play to earn system that's gonna be sustainable long term. And in regards to the free to play aspect,
Yeah, for free to play, we have we're working with a bunch of community members. We're taking advice from some advisors, just looking at a way to allow players to come in. No funds necessary to jump in off the rip, and just get started. Free. They right now we're working on having a welcome deck, essentially a free deck for players to use. You'll be able to jump in, get used to the game,
Yeah.
head to the marketplace, and just start building their actual competitive deck, so to speak. And yeah, we're really excited on that front. We are taking suggestions on the play to earn mechanic for free to play. Uh, yeah, and yeah, we're just trying to see how we could allow players to come in, um, and just to keep it sustainable.
I can mention this though. Um, for the free to play aspect, what we are not gonna do is have people earn with free to play, and the reason for that is that it's unsustainable. Again, if someone provides no flow to the economy, no flow into the market, there is really no way that they can just keep earning money and have the project be sustainable long term. So this is something that one of the points that we have down. This we can say confidently that it's not going to be like this, but we are looking for a way for play to earn and free to play aspect both coexist with each other, like you said, African. So
Yeah,
that's that.
there's good points there about sustainability as well. I think, guys, that you've both mentioned on multiple occasions is very important. Usually, when something looks too good to be true, it is, right?
Yeah.
So
All of the time. I
yeah.
found so.
What's the second question, Golf Wars?
Uh, like I have been collecting cards, various cards in real life, and it's always that for any card collector, at in the starting time there is a hype of collecting cards, then it fades away. So
Mhm, mhm.
my another question is that like we have in Ender's game we have different cards with different characters. So do you have any future plans to develop that into virtual reality where the person who is owning that card would be the owner of that particular VR character, and then there would be some arenas and all where they can just
Did you
sort
just
of,
say VR
fight
character?
or something like that. Yeah,
Oh, like 3D assets.
yeah.
This is not
Wherein
something we have considered yet, but it's an interesting suggestion.
Yeah, that's
Do you
pretty
have
cool. Like,
Yeah, it's
anything
pretty
to say on
interesting.
that, African?
I mean, it plays into uh the the second part of Ender's Gate, but we haven't really disclosed much on it. I do want to understand your question a bit more. So when you say essentially, you mean by owning the card, you would have a 3D model? Is this what you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like at present, the card is there. It is simply a 2D thing. So if you own a
Hmm.
card, you will be owning a 3D character, and it will be having the same properties as the card you have. And then you can just develop that particular game arena where you can fight
Hmm.
between different
Hmm?
cards, and it maybe become more interesting for the users.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay. Yeah. So, the good news is we are looking into something like that. It's essentially a second part to the card game. Um, we haven't really put too much news out on it, but we have a proof of concept in the works. It's basically um uh a, a, I'm sure you guys have heard of a game called Final Fantasy Tactics.
mhm.
It's a turn-based game where you have multiple characters on the board. It's a RTS, and we kind it's one game that we thought would be pretty cool to have as you said 3D assets on the board, taking turns, and it's kind of like inspired by a game called Divinity Original Sin. Um, and in that sense, we do have 3D assets that we plan to have made for each character. It's not fully developed yet, so as our main focus is the trading card game, and yeah, these are technically 2D assets since they're just cards. But yeah, we can definitely look into to branching out once the TCG is fully fledged out, uh, and make each card an actual 3D asset to take to another, and maybe even bring those assets to the trading card game as well.
Nice, nice. Cool question, man. Thank you, Golf Wars. As always, your questions are
Yeah,
always
thank
good.
you for the question.
Thanks, man. I've got another question here for you guys, and it's kind of in line with what we're talking about as well.
Sweet.
So with Golf Wars' question about the kind of 3D assets and this fighting arena, but it's slightly different. So
Mhm.
will the team have a goal to implement land plots? This would be a great role where landlords could enable card borrowing, farming NFTs, grab a share of in-game currencies from players. Also, the lands may provide options to craft, upgrade cards, and so on. You guys are laughing. What's going on?
So
Like, you're doing this.
I'll start it off and then I'll let Duro finish. But so we do have instead of the land system initially, we have a rental system where players can rent their cards out. Be it, let's say they've been a huge collector. They have a bunch of cards that they can form meta decks with, and they then allow players to rent them out. Maybe for a competition that's about to come up. Maybe to participate in a battle pass that maybe be out at the time. And in that sense, we have that kind of covered. But then for plots, where it's more of a 3D world, a metaverse, I'd say that's more Duro.
Yeah, that's not
What would you say with
something.
that?
Yeah, that's not something we are really considering because
Yeah.
we're not a sandbox game.
Yeah.
But we do
We
consider
could make
to
a
have a-
sandbox, yeah, but we're not focused on that right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
bunch
would
of
that be an
sandbox
option?
games.
Would that be a thing whereby, you've seen other sort of, that could be something where you can actually port the players or port these cards as players into the sandbox, things like that, right? Like in the
Yeah,
future.
yeah. That's something we could once it's fully established. That I don't see why not, because then yeah, it would be a 3D world, the sandbox, so to speak, and then you just import your
Yeah.
characters in. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they already exist as NFTs.
I think it's really cool that people think about these ideas, and it shows
It's
that,
cool.
like,
Yeah, it is.
people always want more, right? Like, as
Wheels are
humans, I
turning.
think
Yeah.
we always want more. Like, and you guys are,
Yeah. And
it's important to mention, I think, that and we did at the beginning, that things take
Mhm.
time, things are difficult, and you want to perfect the card game, right? Without,
correct.
you could go out there and launch a metaverse and jump in on that hype, but I
True.
think it's kind of
Yeah.
cool that you're not doing that. Like, it goes that way for me. It's like I'm happier
Yeah,
to hear that
definitely.
you're not jumping on every trend.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
You can't really follow the trends, because if you did that, you would be erasing the project every 3 months and making a completely new one with
Correct.
everything
Yeah.
different. So
True.
You're
it's
right,
not something
man.
that works.
Yeah.
You need to stick to one thing and just polish it until it.
Yeah. I will
People start
say
noticing.
when we do have to if we do ever jump into the metaverse scene, uh, Duro would probably blow everyone's heads off with
Yeah.
his art. It's insane. I'm always blown away by by regular 2D art, but his 3D architect is insane. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. No, that sounds.
I
Yeah,
definitely
let's
work
just.
on that.
Yeah.
You got work to do, Duro. That's it now. No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure. Make a
No
sandbox.
pressure.
No.
By Monday, right? Monday.
Yeah, by Monday.
Right, guys, we're getting towards the kind of end of the session, so I just want to. There's two more questions I've got now. One of the ones is gonna. We've kind of spoken about this a little bit, and it comes back to this question of sustainability and things like that. So, it's a play-to-earn game, so I'm going to ask the question. Most projects in this space have got their own token, and you guys, do you have any plans for launching your own token? Would it have any utility, and what would that be, or is it something you're not really considering right now?
So yeah, with launching our own token, it's something that we've always been looking towards. Being that we were focused on the game aspect heavily. That we kind of put the token off to the wayside. We basically built the project out using proceeds that we raised from initially our own pockets by first funding it to get the first proof of concept made, and then from there raising funds through the community that we built off of offering two cards, Dracul and Eros, two of the more rarer cards in our collection. And with those proceeds, we've been able to build the project out, and with quite a bit of I guess time to go. We still have much more work to
Still got
do.
a runway there, right?
Yeah, quite a bit of runway to go. But with respect to the token itself, the ERC20, yeah, we're currently shopping around to see which blockchain makes the most sense for launching it and keeping it going. But we do have a plan in place. The token will be a cross project token where it's usable on every project we release. Starting with Ender's Gate, into other games that we have in the pipeline, and the utility of it would be Adira, do you want to touch up on that?
Yeah, for sure. So the utility of it would be that it's not only used for one project, but it's used for multiple. And all of the assets, the packs, the cards, and then we release another game, and for example, skins, boxes, anything like that, it's all going to be purchased with that one token. So we're starting to think in terms of a studio, not so much as a project, right? We have things lined up even after Ender's Gate is out completely, and some of those things have actually even been worked on.
Yeah, they're playable, but we just don't want to take away from Ender's Gate at the moment.
Yeah, I think people would be surprised as to how much there has been going, what we built in the background, and we haven't really said this before publicly. So
maybe people don't also know as well that you're a studio called Five Head Games, right? That's the name of the studio, and the Ender's Gate is a product of that studio.
Yes.
So
Correct.
you guys are not just about one single game. You're trying to build. Yeah, you're like a game publisher. So yeah, sorry, I should have got that out at the beginning.
Oh no, all
It's an
good.
important point.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No, it's all good. Yeah. So that is a plan to just have a ever growing and expansive token that users can expect to use or have multiple use cases for.
Nice. All right, cool, guys. So we've kind of got to the end, and I just want to give you the chance. Like, we've spoken about a lot of stuff here. We've talked about the roadmap. Perhaps you just kind of want to summarize what we've been talking about and just give a shout about anything that, exciting stuff that's coming in the next kind of 5-6 months that people should watch out for, and where the best places are to connect with you guys. Like you've said a few times about community involvement. Maybe there's people listening, players, that they didn't know about this. Like, where can people reach out to you, give ideas, things like that? But first, what should we be looking forward to in the next 5 to 6 months for Ender's Gate?
So in the next 5 to 6 months, we are going to continue building out the game, be it with patches, game patches at the moment. We actually just released our first game patch actually last week. No, actually today. Sorry.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, yesterday, and we're looking forward to adding more and more to the game. Right now, users can head to the website. Endersgate.1 is the URL, and hit the play button and get started. It's completely free, no charge. Just all you need is a MetaMask wallet, and you just install the Harmony blockchain to it, and yeah, get started with some free plays. And from you can reach us with by heading to our Discord.
That's
It's
the
going to
best
be
place, right?
yeah, definitely. Discord is much more booming than our other platforms. Our Discord is discord.gg/Endersgate. Aside from that, trying to think of any other socials. I mean, our socials, if you just look up Endersgate, all of our socials are called Endersgate. But yeah, no, we're just heads down building away.
Yeah, available here on Discord if anyone has any questions, anything, you can also reach us in our DMs. We're open to communications. So.
Nice. All right, gents, thank you so much for today. Early session from my side, but been really cool. I really hope people listening have learned something today. And like I said at the beginning, we put these up onto YouTube so that people can unpack all of this over the coming weeks as well. A lot of information in here, I guess. So again, thank you very much, guys, for spending time with us and for sharing everything. You've done a great job of talking through the game and what's coming for you guys. So do you want to give any last shouts to the audience? Say thanks, all those bits.
Oh yeah,
shout out to the Enders Gate community. You guys are awesome. And
thank you for being
this
here.
audience is awesome as well. We love being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All good. And I'm sure we shall meet again in the near future, perhaps next year when Play to Earn Gaming hits mass adoption, right, guys?
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Heard it here first. You heard it here first. But yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, cool. So tomorrow on Discord again, you'll be hearing me, the sounds of Ian. I'll be talking to DappRadar, so another Play to Earn game. That's at 2 p.m. UTC, and I'm going to be talking with the head of strategy there. So come and join in, similar kind of format, ask some questions. Let's find out what DappRadar's getting up to. And then on Thursday, we got Dapp Market Movers with Boris and Pedro. They're going to talk about blockchain games siphoning talent and capital from legacy media. So this is the idea of Web 2 devs jumping into Web 3. And yeah, things are starting to happen in that space. So that's interesting. 3 p.m. UTC, that's on Thursday. All right, so that's it from us. I want to thank my guests once again. Thanks everybody for listening. It's been really cool. And yes, have a great week, guys, and I'll see you soon. All right.
Thank you again for having us. Bye bye.
All good. Take care, dudes.
Take care.